In this video, I'll show you how to model a house. So here on the internet, I found a reference for the modeling. I kind of like the structure, but I'll do some modifications on this reference image. And also to show the inner side of the structure, I got an image plan, a floor plan, okay, that shows the basic structure of it. Alright, so now we'll head into Maya and hit space key and go to the top view, and then we'll go to view and image plan, and we'll import the floor plan as the image plan. So after we imported the image plan, and we'll go back to the perspective view, and we can make it a little bit bigger now since this is the house. We can start with this scale. As you can see, we can still see the reference scale, and I have explained the measurements in master class. So right now my setting is 1 unit is 1 inch. Okay, so it's pretty small. So we can start with it, and later on we can scale it up if we want. Okay, so here's the image plan, and I can just move it down a little bit. So when we go modeling, we create the plan is on top of it. Alright, so now go to top menu file, go to create and polygon primitives and a plan. Here's it. And we can change the setting of the plan. So here, go to channel box, and under input, for the subdivision width and height, put 1. Okay, and we can make it bigger to cover the whole thing here. Okay, and then go to top view, and we can see our plane is on top of the floor plan. And then hit 4 key. So by hitting 4 key, you'll only see the wireframe of your plan, right? And then we can start to add subdivisions on this plan. So here, with the object mode, and hold on Shift and right click on the plan, and we'll open the insert edge loop tool. However, we'll go to tool setting. Make sure you select the relative distance from edges, so that way we can add edge loop from anywhere, right? So add one here, and click on the side edge. We'll add one here, and then can add one here, 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 here. So based on the wall on the image plan, we'll add our subdivisions. Okay, and here as well. And here. Okay, once you're done, just hit QK to quit the tool. Alright, and then we can right click on the plan and go to face selection mode and delete the faces on the side. Okay, and delete the faces on this side, and here as well, and here. And now we'll go to the inner side. So delete this space, right? There's no structure. Here and here, here, here. All right. Now you can press 5. See, or you can also go to our perspective view, and this is the plan we have cut it. And later on, we can just extrude the face and make the wall, right? However, there's something we have to refine. So go to top view again, and then hit 4 key. See here, we need to cut out the door. Here's the door, and here's the window, so we can leave it like that. And here's the door and door again. Okay, so right click on the plan and go back to object selection mode, and hold on Shift and right click and go to insert edge loop tool. So here we would like to add a edge at here, and so this is for the door, and here, here, and here, here. Okay, and we can also add the edge node for the window in this step. So we can add one here, 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 and on this side, here, here, and here, and these two windows. Alright, so what I'll do is hit QK to quit and go back to select the plan and go back to face selection mode. Well, I'll keep the window at there. You know, we created subdivisions, but we'll do changes later. However, for the door, well, just delete. Okay, and here for the door, delete, and here delete. Okay, so now we're good. You can hit space key and space key again, go back to perspective view, and then go to face selection mode and double click on all the faces and go to edit mesh and extrude, and then we can increase the thickness here. Let's see, for our reference image, let's see. Okay, this is a pretty small house, right? Don't want it to be too big, so that's the scale relationship. So maybe about 5 looks fair. Okay, so this will be the wall, and here's the window. Remember, we have added subdivisions here. Okay, so now let's decide how high we want the window to be. And also, since this is the wall, this is the door, and the door will not go from the floor to the ceiling, right? So here we need to connect at some point. So let's make the subdivisions. So select your object in your model in object mode, hold on Shift, and use mouse right key and insert edge node tool, and we'll add a edge node something around here. So this will be the window. Okay, so this will be height for the window, and then we'll add one at here. So this will be the door. Okay, right now it doesn't make sense, but let me show you more. So here's the window. As I said, see, we have the floor plan here. So we can just go to face selection mode and delete this face on this wall on this side, and then delete the face on that side, right? So delete these two faces on the other side. So this is the window, and on this side I believe we also have windows. See here, it's hard to see. Here's the two windows on this side, so we can just delete and delete and delete. Okay, and on this side we also have windows. Here is it. So I'll just delete, and here delete. Okay, and this side with no wall. Okay, so the windows only on 3 sides. Here we go. So those are the windows, and then we can, let me see, and then we can actually here go to the edge selection mode, and now select this whole edge node and move it down a little bit because here's the too narrow. Okay, so I'm selecting this whole edge node and move it down, and then use the face selection mode and delete this face and delete that face. Okay, and then what we can do is go to edge selection mode and select this whole edge node. Oh, it doesn't allow me to, let me see. So if I just double click on here, it should select the whole edge node, and then hold on Shift and double click on here, select this whole edge node. And with both edge nodes selected, we can go to edit mesh and bridge, and make sure you go to the tool setting, and here division set as 0. Okay, and bridge, so it'll connect them together and with 0 subdivisions. Okay, so here we'll put a door later. Okay, so now about the window. So the window, what we can do is we can do the same thing. Just double click and it'll select this whole edge loop and hold on Shift and double click on the inner side. It'll select that edge loop. And then go to Edit Mesh and Bridge. Okay. Since we already changed the setting subdivision as 0, so we can just apply it directly. And here as well, double click and then hold on Shift and double click. And this time I'll just hit G as a gram or G as a group. Just hit GK. It'll repeat the next action you have applied, which is the bridge. Okay, so here, double click, and then hit GK to repeat the bridge. Same thing here, and here, and GK to bridge, and here, bridge, here, and bridge. Okay, so now we get the main structure, right? And next step, we'll get the roof for the whole house. Okay, so for the roof, we'll go to create and create a, let's see, we can create a cube. Start with a cube and move it up, and let's take a look at the structure. Alright, so we can make it thinner and make it wider and longer. So basically here's the patio, so we want to cover that. Okay, and we want to also leave some space here, and if I move on this side, we want to leave some space here and here on this side, so we can make it a little bit wider. Okay, and narrow down, so some space in the back and here for the patio. Okay, so now what we'll do is hold on Shift and then right click, and we'll go to Insert Edge Loop tool, and we'll insert a edge loop in the center, somewhere around the center of the house. Okay, and we'll hit QK, and then with the edge still remain selected, hit W key and move it up. So that totally depends on how high you want your roof to be. Okay, so let's take a look at the reference. Not too high, maybe about 15 degrees. Okay, so let's see here. This is close to 15 degree. Alright, so I'll move the whole thing down. So something like that. Okay, maybe here's a too high. And go back to edge selection mode and lower it down a little bit. And here, I want this side to intersect with the wall, just same as this side. Okay, so what I can do is I can just double click on this edge loop and bring. Oops, I think I haven't selected the whole edge loop. Anyway, in edge selection mode, I can select the whole thing here, and then hold on Control and deselect the edge here. So only that side will remain selected. I can go down. It has a shorter patio, so maybe we can. So here I'll just go to face selection mode, and it could be easier. Select this face and move it back. Okay, so that way we can have a high patio here. Alright, so this is about the roof, and then we'll start to add a fence. Okay, and we'll fix this area later. So here we'll create a new cube, and for the cube here, we'll put it on the side. Okay, we'll follow the floor plan, and we'll scale it down like this. Okay, and make it longer, higher. Okay, maybe scale it down along X and Z a little bit. Right, that's one. And then we can move it to the other side. Okay. And then we'll make the fence here. So duplicate this one and then rotate it here. We'll rotate in 90 degrees. So you can just go to the channel box and here rotation Z, and we can just type 90. And then hit R key for scale. Okay. We can make one here, another one there. Okay, be careful about the intersection. And since we have the door open on this side, so we may want the gate also open on this side. So we can go to the vertex. Oops. Okay, and bring them back. Something like that. And here, go to the vertex and bring them back. Okay, and then in object mode, just make a duplication of this. Attach here, and then make a duplication, and attach here. So you can hit Command D to make a duplication. Alright, and then I'll duplicate this one, hit Command D, and rotate it 90 degrees along. Here is X. Okay, and see the pivot point is not on the object, so I can go to modify and center pivot. Could be much easier for us to move around. And here we'll align it with a column. Okay, and go to vertex and select the vertices at here and connect it to the house. And then go to object mode and hit Command D to make a duplication, and then we'll move it to the other side. Here we go. I think for both of these two, we can just move it a little bit far here. Here we go. Alright, and then let's create a new plan, actually a new object, and we can scale it big along the X and Z, and maybe more. Here we go, and we can use this as the the foundation, the floor, and we can move it down a little bit here. Okay, and we can go to the vertex mode, select the vertices on this side, and bring it back. And here, bring it back. Bring it back, like this. Okay, and then for the fence here, we can add the small pieces. the smaller pieces. Okay, so we can just select this one and hit Command D and make a duplication. And we can make it shorter. Okay, and I can make it thinner. Okay, and we can block it here, make it longer. Okay, so for this piece, let's see, I want to fill this whole area. Okay, so what I can do is, first I'll decide how how far the gap is. Let's see if I put it here, and this is a translation value. Okay, so I'll freeze transformation of this piece and delete its history. So now if I hit Command D to make a duplication, I know how far I moved, right, by reading the number. So it looks like, see, if I put 0.5 here, looks like a good space, right? Alright, so it'll be 0.5 on x-axis. So I'll delete this one, and then I'll select this piece. What I'll do is I'll go to Edit and Duplicate Special and open this box. So here the duplication special, let me explain you what it means. If I want to duplicate this object multiple times here and let them move in a specific space, I can do it very quick at here instead of manually do that. Okay, so here for you want to define the number of copies you want here. So maybe I will need a 10. Okay, and then here's the value of each duplication. So if I put 9 copies, 10 copies, if I put here's the x, and here's the y-axis, and here's the z. So if for the x-axis, if I put 0.5 at translate, that means for each copy, it will be moved along the x-axis on 0.5 unit. Okay, so if for the rotation, if I put 30 here on the x-axis, so that means each duplication, it will be rotated in 30 degrees along the x-axis, same as the scale. Okay, so that's what it means. Alright, so now if I just hit apply, oh sorry, I'll have to close first and then go back, Command Z, go back, because let me show you, because in the setting, here's the previous setting I have done. I net each of the the duplication rotated in 40 degrees along the y-axis. That's how it looks. So I'll go to Tool menu, Edit, and Reset Setting. Okay, and then now it's everything is resetted, and the number of copies I put 10 and translate value put 0.5. So it's better every time you use a tool, just to reset and then change the setting. Right, now if I apply, see, it duplicate it 10 times, and each duplication it move 0.5 unit. Okay, so now if I want to get more, instead of click it directly, I would make sure I only select this one and duplicate. Otherwise, right now you have selected 10 pieces and you don't want to duplicate all of the 10 pieces by 10 times, right? That's too much. So deselect and select the last one, and then apply again. Here we go. Okay, and then here let's see how many we would need. So maybe it's 6. Okay, deselect and select the last one, and then put 6 at here. Here we go. So the last one is here. Alright, so now we can make a duplication of this one and put it here. Okay, and then we can do the same thing with the 6th duplication and move at 0.5 unit. Here we go. Okay, however, it looks like it's too much, so we can Command Z, go back, and here just put 4. 4 is enough. See, it has a nice gap at here as well. So on this side, I think we just get 1 additional. So what I can do is and just move this one out, manually move it out, and manually move this piece a little, oops, here, this one, and then move it a little bit to have a gap here. Alright, so same thing on that side. We'll get this one and make a duplication. Okay, and then rotate in 90 degree along here, rotate Y. Alright, and then move it to the right location. So if you feel hard to focus on the object, just press F key. By pressing F key, your camera will focus on this object. Pretty much easier for you to control it. Alright, so I'll make sure I insert it in the center here. And then let's see if I start from here and make a duplication, so what axis it will go. So if I hit Command D to make a duplication, and as I move it, it's move along translate Z, and also you can see by moving it towards Y, I'm decreasing the translate Z value. So that means if I want to move it in 0.5 unit, I have to move it in minus 0.5, right? So that gives you about the number you want to keep, you want to put it here. So here I want to reset the value here for duplication special, and then number of copies I can start with let's see, 6, and then for Z translate Z value I'll put minus 0.5. So for each duplication you don't move minus 0.5 along the Z. So if I apply, see, this is how it looks. And looks like I need one more here. So I'll Command Z, go back and put number of copy as 7 and apply. Here we go. Okay, and then I can just select this one and hit Command D, make a duplication, bring it to the other side. Actually, why not copy the whole thing to this side so I don't have to duplicate? Okay, so hold on Shift and select all these and hit Command D to make a copy and bring them to the other side. Here we go. Alright, so that is for the fence. And for here, let's see, when you have a house, usually the top is sealed, right? So what we can do is here we'll create a second level and to connect the roof. Okay, but here we'll we can create a plan or cube, and we can make it bigger and bring it up. Okay, make it thinner and scale it up. Okay, so now we can simply, let's see, let it match this edge, and then we can simply go to the face, each face, and make sure we cover. No, not here. Make sure we covered the inner side of the house. Okay, and we'll leave some gaps between the ceiling and the wall. Okay, here's good. And other side here. We'll move it out. Okay, so later on you can, put a texture on this cube you just created. It's hard to see from here. Okay, you can put a texture on the ceiling. Okay, so when you import your model in the game, your player enter the house, they will never see the roof because you have a ceiling there, right? Okay, however, from the outside, we have to seal this place. So what we can do is, we can simply, okay, I'll hide this cube for now, since we already done it, and we'll hide it, and later on we'll show it. Alright, so select all the faces on the top. Okay, what I can do is I can go to the either front view or side view. So go to the side view and go to all the faces and select all of the faces around the top, and then hold down Control and then deselect all the faces on the side. So that way we'll only select the top. See? And then you can go to Edit Mesh and Extrude. So this will create another subdivision, and we can bring this up. Then we can hit space key and go to the side view here. Okay, and we can hit QK to quit the extrude tool. Right, and then you can press 4 key so you could only see the wireframe, and then you can go to the vertex selection mode. So this structure, this part is what we just extruded, right? And at this level we have a ceiling, so from the inner side the player could never see the top part. Okay, so what I can do is for the top part that we just extruded, and we can select the vertices and move them up, and let them to intersect with the roof. And for any of these vertices on the top, and you can just bring them up, align with the roof. Okay, here as well, and here as well on the side, and here, and here, and here. Then let me see here, up a little bit, and then if you go back to your perspective view, this is how it looks, right? So now it's fully covered with the roof. So I can select the roof and move it out. See, here's the ceiling, and here's what the player sees. They could never see the roof, right? And for the ceiling, it sealed the inner side of the house. Okay, and I can also hide the floor plan since I don't need it anymore. And then you can create a stairs there and create a door and a window. So that will be the same as the interior modeling that I show you in the last class. Alright, so that's how you would create a house model.